Let us for a few moments concentrate and meditate on Sri Ramakrishna, whose teachings we are studying, to inspire us in our spiritual endeavors. Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om, that's it. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. Om Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharma swarupine Stapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharma swarupine Avatara Varishtaya Ramakrishna Yate Namah Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mridangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us offer our salutations to Sri Ramakrishna, whose teachings we are studying all these Tuesday classes. The more we contemplate on these ideas, the more we are able to go forward in our spiritual path. The worldly ignorance can be destroyed only by the spiritual light of knowledge. That light is to be kindled in our heart by the spiritual master, Sri Ramakrishna, whose most valuable teachings we are trying to understand and practice in our life. Practicing these ways suggested by Sri Ramakrishna, we would be able to distinguish what is perishable, what is not, what is joy, what is unhappiness. It's only then we'll be able to understand the mystery of death, for which we are all afraid of. The very fact that we are afraid of death means we are in ignorance. The moment you feel you are not afraid of death, you are spiritual hero. That conviction will come only when we become sincerely practical in our daily spiritual life. Amidst all our duties and responsibilities which we talk about morning to night, spiritual life is primary. Spiritual duty is paramount. All other things are secondary. All our duties which we are supposed to do in this world carry meaning only if we aspire for spiritual perfection. Otherwise, these duties have no meaning. Duties are meant to shape our character. If, on the other hand, by doing the duties, if we become more selfish, more irritating, more unpleasant, more ungentlemanly, what's the use of those duties? Tell me. We are only deceiving ourselves in the name of duties and responsibilities. So, we have to clearly understand The divine supreme being has given us wonderful instrument called intellect, buddhi. That buddhi, intellect, should be used for spiritual practices. Then buddhi leads us to buddhi yoga. This buddhi yoga eventually makes us heroes in our spiritual life. A spiritual hero is one who is not afraid of death, who is not afraid of anything in this world, who is utterly selfless, who loves everyone, animate and inanimate beings of the whole creation. He identifies himself with the whole universe in total, not bit by bit. What is this world after all? It's a fragment, just a fragment of the Supreme Paramatman. Who can fathom the mystery of the universe? Who can say this only this much? This universe which we are seeing is the only universe, there is no other thing. Who can say that? Nowadays the scientists are probing and finding out there are number of planets, number of things in the galaxy. So, God is infinite. God is infinite. The joy we experience seeing God is immense. Even then, it is a very small fraction. Even that small fraction of joy which we get by seeing Paramatman gives us immense peace, immense joy. But that does not limit the joy of God. It is vast. Just like ant going and picking up the sugar crystals from the sugar hill, thinking that it has brought the whole sugar. Huge hillock. The ant even cannot comprehend it. With his little tiny eyes. The little crystal itself is like a hill for that. We are just like that. Ants. If you go 30,000 feet above, when you are flying in the aircraft, how the earth looks? All pygmies. Just space, space, space. So, let us be contented with the spiritual knowledge which we are able to realize. Make our life blessed, fulfilled. Where is the end to know the mystery of God? Tell me that. Even knowing what all you want to know, if you sum total the whole thing, it reduces to fraction. God's beauty, God's glory are infinite. The more we think about the Divine Lord, the very thinking of it should give us joy if we keep our mind and heart pure. With the impure heart you can't have any glimpse of the divine. The impure heart is like a tumor that sacks the energy of the mind. So worldly entanglements is nothing but culturing the tumor. It's a malignant tumor. A person having that kind of tumor will be crushed. So, never be sympathetic to yourself when you deal with your life. You have come here to live a wonderful spiritual life, to flower in a beautiful way, not for simply somehow managing the life. What managing the life? That means people have not understood the meaning of life at all. Keep on talking, arguing, this, that, that. When I was invited to Canada, I think 2 years back, it was a good occasion on the occasion of centenary celebration of Swami Vivekananda's visit to America 100 years back. The program was wonderful. All eminent scholars had come. The whole hall was packed up with brilliance, bright eyes, bright intellect, good, energetic, vigorous youths. All was packed. It was in the university campus. And eminent scholars have come, so all the more interesting for the guys to come there. It was very interesting to me too. And the organizer of that program was briefing me about the program, how it starts, etc., etc. And he was telling, we are all here academic. These students are here with academic interest. So our talking should be such that it should satisfy the people who come there with academic view. It's all right. Whole thing went off very well. But the point is how it would affect our real life. Simply talking in a very superficial way, on the surface level, you will not achieve anything. Big zero. So Sri Ramakrishna has warned, never keep on reasoning, keep on arguing about God. Is it ever possible to know God that way, by arguing, by using your intellectual gymnastics? You would be able to comprehend God without any preparedness, without any purification on yourself to a little extent. Who can comprehend God? Too much calculation, too much interpretation, too much observations. They all lead you nowhere. We have got a brain, you must know, of very limited capacity. So, for realizing God, all these hair-splitting debates and arguments are of no use. Then what we require is burning faith in Him, burning faith in the spiritual master. Let us completely throw ourselves at the feet of Sri Ramakrishna. Throw it completely. Don't do it bit by bit. One leg behind, one leg forward. Now, in toto, in order to be firmly established in that type of faith, we may raise one or two valid points just to reawaken the faith inherent in us, but nothing more. Our arguments, what we find generally, are just like armchair discussions. We argue about God, then go home, lie down in bed, sleep away. That is not religion. That's only of academic value. Nothing more than that. It does not contribute to peace of mind. Therefore, faith is the foundation of spiritual life. Too much of argumentation is to be cut off mercilessly. Unless we have faith, arguments and discussions will only cloud the issue and create confusion. Do you want to be more confused? Then go on arguing. So Sri Ramakrishna tells here, develop that faith. In order to develop the faith, discussion of 1 or 2, 3 points is all right. Only to the extent that helps to develop your faith. If it doesn't help, never enter into such arguments at all. And Sri Ramakrishna tells further, there are so many ways to go into spiritual path. So many ways are there. Sri Ramakrishna tells, the attitude of a child is very good. He himself tells, I am having this attitude. I am the child of the mother. The very thinking that I am the child of the mother makes him, he is firmly secured on the lap of the mother. Because mother is the one whose whole heart is on the child. Even though she may be 3,000 miles away, her heart is on the child. How is my child faring? Has he got a job? Is he living properly? All the time she will be thinking and thinking about her child. That only shows how much her whole being is poured into the welfare of the child. And so child is ever indebted to mother. What a fine sentiment, what a fine feeling it is, the mother and the child. What a fine, wonderful purity to the maximum can be achieved in this attitude. If you are having the attitude of a child, you are not to worry, it supposes. You are free from worries because you are confident my mother is taking care of everything. In that feeling, you feel highly secured and you feel wonderful and happy. That attitude gives immense relief and peace. Sri Ramakrishna tells we should cherish that attitude. He even shows how to do it. See the wonder. He just not simply stops giving a talk, lecture. No, he shows them. Himself does it spontaneously. There is no artificiality in Sri Ramakrishna. Just look at him, concentrate on him. Immediately you will find out Sri Ramakrishna looks like a child. What tremendous simplicity, softness, kindness, all combined in the face of Sri Ramakrishna. Keep on looking at him. Keep on concentrating our attention on him. That is meditation. So, we must have that attitude. I keep on calling God as mother. Let mother do whatever she likes. Why should I poke my nose there? As if I am more intelligent than the mother. I shall know her if it is her will, but I shall be happy to remain in ignorance if she wills otherwise. Everything is according to her will. So Sri Ramakrishna gives the example of kitten, cat and kitten. The kitten, it only cries, mew, mew, mew. It only cries. The rest, it leaves to its mother. What the mother does, sometimes it puts the kitten in the kitchen, sometimes it puts them on the master's bed. The young child wants only his mother. He does not know how wealthy his mother is, and he does not even want to know. He knows only, I have a mother. Why should I worry? Why should I worry? Even the child of the maid servant knows that he has a mother. If he quarrels with the son of the master, he says, I shall tell my mother I have a mother. She will teach you a lesson. So, we have to take refuge in her with fullest confidence and in a spirit of self-surrender. That's very important. Taking refuge in the mother means that you shouldn't have any hypocrisy in your attitude. If there is any such feelings in you, then we cannot surrender properly. Mother, she knows our inner feelings. She knows perfectly well when a particular child wants the vision of her earnestly, and she does oblige accordingly at the right moment. All is accomplished when the mother is pleased. As long as we remain true to the mother, there is no fear that anything will go wrong. But the moment we forget her, there will be great danger. So mother should be pleased. Mother should be propitiated. Worship, rituals, all these are meant for propitiating God, who is our own mother. Tvameva mata pita tvameva, tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva, tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. What a fine verse it is. Without her grace, please remember, we cannot get out of worries and sufferings. However you may try, any number of births you may take, keep on boiling, jumping in this world. Only through the grace of the mother, you can be free from sufferings. Let us live in the present. Make the best of our time and opportunities. To give an example, yesterday we observed Shivaratri. Whole morning to night, literally, knowingly or unknowingly, our whole being was on Lord Shiva. The inner current of joy, inexplicable, was springing forth from our heart. That means that day is wonderful for us. That day was well utilized in our 40 or 50 years of life as on date. Like this we must build up the days. Simply we should not keep on dreaming about the future, imagining all sorts of things. Everybody wants to become emperor. Is it possible? By simply dreaming like that. Instead of simply imagining your future unnecessarily, wasting your resources, go on doing things positively. We should know it for certain that mother's will shall come to pass. We should trust her. We should only try to love her sincerely, give ourselves to her. Let her do with us as she wishes. Whatever troubles you may have, take all your troubles to mother. Put everything before her. She will right all wrongs. She has that supreme power of removing all the wrongs and paving the way for right things. Who else but mother has that power? Without cherishing trust in mother, what is life? It is all sham and humbug. By calling on the mother, we develop most wonderful qualities of gentleness and softness. Page 301, chapter 14. Other had invited the master to come to his house on the occasion of the Durga Puja festival. It was the third day of the worship of the Divine Mother when Sri Ramakrishna arrived at Adhar's house. He found Adhar's friend Sharada, Balram's father, and Adhar's neighbors and relatives waiting for him. The master went into the worship hall to see the evening worship. When it was over, he remained standing there in an abstracted mood and sang in praise of the Divine Mother. Out of my deep affliction, rescue me, O Redeemer. Terrified by the threats of the King of Death am I. Left to myself, I shall perish soon. Save me, oh, save me. Now I pray. Mother of all the worlds, Thou the supreme of mankind, Thou the support of mankind, Thou the bewitcher of all, the mother of all that has life, Vrindavan's charming Radha art Thou, dearest playmate of Braja's beloved, blissful comrade of Krishna, wellspring of Krishna's Leela, child of Himalaya, best of the gopis, beloved of Govinda, sacred Ganga, giver of moksha, Shakti. The universe sings thy praise. Thou art the spouse of Shiva, the ever blessed they all. Sometimes thou takest form and sometimes art absolute. Eternal beloved of Mahadeva, who can fathom thine infinite glories? The master went to Adhar's drawing room on the second floor and took a seat surrounded by the guests. Still in a mood of divine fervor, he said, Gentlemen, I have eaten. Now go and enjoy the feast. Was the master hinting that the Divine Mother had partaken of Adhar's offerings? Did he identify himself with the Divine Mother and therefore say, I have eaten? Then addressing the Divine Mother, he continued, Shall I eat, O Mother, or will you eat? O Mother, the very embodiment of the wine of divine bliss, did the Master look on himself as one with the Divine Mother? Had the Mother incarnated herself as the Son to instruct mankind in the ways of God? Was this why the Master said, I have eaten? In that state of divine ecstasy, Sri Ramakrishna saw the 6 centers in his body and the Divine Mother dwelling in them. He sang a song to that effect. Again he sang, My mind is overwhelmed with wonder, pondering the Mother's mystery. Her very name removes the fear of Kala, the death himself. Beneath her feet lies Mahakala. Why should her hue be Kala, black? Why should her hue be Kala, black? Many the forms of black, but she appears astoundingly black. When contemplated in the heart, she lights the lotus that blossoms there. Her form is black, and she is named Kali, the black one, blacker than black. Is she beholding her? Man is bewitched for evermore. No other form can he enjoy. In wonderment asks Ram Prasad, where dwells this woman so amazing? At her mere name, his mind becomes at once absorbed in her, though he has never yet beheld her. The fear of the devotees flies away if they but seek shelter at the feet of the Divine Mother. Was that why the Master sang the following song? I have surrendered my soul at the fearless feet of the Mother. Am I afraid of death anymore? And to the tuft of hair on my head is tied the almighty mantra, Mother Kali's name. My body I have sold in the marketplace of the world, and with it have bought Sri Durga's name. Deep within my heart I have planted the name of Kali, the wish-fulfilling tree of heaven. When Yama, king of death, appears, to him I shall open my heart and show it growing there. I have cast out from me my 6 unflagging foes. That is the 6 passions, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Ready am I to sail life's sea, crying to Durga victory. Sharda was stricken with grief on account of his son's death. So Other had taken him to Dakshineshwar to visit the Master. Sharda was a devotee of Sri Chaitanya. Sri Ramakrishna looked at him and was inspired with the ideal of Gauranga. He sang, "Why has my body turned so golden? It is not time for this to be. Many the ages that must pass before, as Gauranga, I appear. Here in the age of Dwapara, my sport is not at an end. How strange this transformation is." The song represents the words of Gauranga in the mood of Krishna. Gauranga, who had a golden complexion, is regarded as an incarnation of Krishna. The peacock glistens, all of gold and golden. Too, the cuckoo gleams. Everything around me here has turned to gold. Naught else appears but gold, whichever way I look. What can it mean, this miracle, that everything I see is gold? I can guess its meaning now. Radha has come to Mathura, the capital of Krishna's kingdom, where he lived after leaving Vrindavan, and that is why my skin is gold. For she is like the Brahmara. According to a Hindu legend, the cockroach, by intently meditating upon the Brahmara, becomes transformed into the latter, and so has given me her hue. Dark blue my body was but now, yet in the twinkling of an eye it turned into gold. Have I become Radha by contemplating her? I cannot imagine where I am, in Mathura or Navadvip. But how could this have come to pass? Not yet is Balarama born as Nitai, nor has Narada become Srivas, nor Yashoda as Mother Shachi yet returned. Then why should I, among them all, alone assume a golden face? Not yet is Father Nanda born as Jagannath. Shachi and Jagannath were Gauranga's parents. Yashoda and Nanda were Krishna's parents. Then why should I be thus transmuted into gold? Perhaps because in Mathura sweet Radha has appeared, my skin has borrowed Gauranga's golden hue. Sri Ramakrishna sang again, still overpowered with the ideal of Gauranga. Surely Gauranga is lost in a state of blissful ecstasy. As an exuberance of joy, he laughs and weeps and dances and sings. He takes a wood for Vrindavan, the Ganges for the blue Jamuna. Loudly he sobs and weeps, yet though he is all gold without, he is all black within, black with blackness of Krishna. The Master continued to sing, assuming the attitude of a woman devotee infatuated with the love for Gauranga. We shall stop there. Any questions to ask? You are welcome. Yes, anybody? Wonderful. That means Sri Ramakrishna is solving all your problems nicely. Yeah, that's very important. See, you don't know how the divine power works. It is miraculous, I should say. Simply you are wonderful. The reason is Sri Ramakrishna's power of spirituality is like a burning fire. It burns all the impurities. Nobody else can do that job. But Sri Ramakrishna willingly has taken that most terrible task of burning the impurities of the people. It's not a joke. But that only shows only the divine power has that immense power. Lord Shiva only could drink the poison. Do you think anybody and everybody can drink and at the same time survive? Nobody. That's why Shiva is called Nilakantha. His neck is blue. He saved the whole universe by drinking the poison. The poison could not go beyond the throat. It was just frozen there. That is Lord Shiva, embodiment of purity and perfection. If we take the spiritual ideal and live in the world will be afraid of you. You will not be afraid of the world. That's the beauty. You will never be afraid because your strength is spirituality. There is no strength that is equal to spiritual power. Period. But we have to achieve that power. We have to acquire that power. We have to struggle. We are struggling, no doubt. But we are struggling endlessly without seeing any direction in our suffering, as if walking aimlessly, wandering in the streets, because we are not following the guidance and teachings of the spiritual masters. That's the problem. Follow the teachings properly, you will be wonderfully well. Don't think that what you see in this world is everything. Actually, what you see in this world is nothing. Whatever the people you see, whatever the people you become associated with, all will melt away. All will go, will be dissolved in the time. Why should we have to bother about those things? Unnecessarily we are bothering because we are not using our intellect properly. We don't have any training. That is the cause of our suffering. What's to be done? If you have training, then you will be wonderful. Each one is remarkable. Each one is the image of God. In each one, God shines nicely, brightly. He is the soul of the soul, conscious of the consciousness, the substratum of the whole universe, the reality of the realities. That is God. So, it is true, world is full of pain, world is full of sorrows, world is full of thorns. Every bit of it is true. I know it. But an intelligent person will walk over the thorns by wearing the shoes. If there is snow, they will walk over the snow wearing the snowshoe. Everything has got a solution. You will not simply sit in the house and crying, oh, there is snow, I can't walk, I can't go anywhere. Like that you can't weep. So your confidence should make you think properly. Why do you weep? Go, wear the shoes, snowshoes, walk along. Then it becomes very easy. And then you will enjoy the snow. One person who was not going out at all, one day he was going out. I happened to meet him. What is it? Very strange. I have not seen you coming out of the premises any time, but how is it you are going out? I want to walk in the snow. See? I want to walk in the snow, so I am going out. So, he developed a love towards it. Love. You love the thing, then all that hatred goes away. We should try to understand and try to put into practice whatever we have. And at the same time, we will be getting so many types of difficulties in our life. It is all true. Otherwise you think the world is only real thing and you will be completely in the world all the time. No. To teach you the lesson, the world is not real. To teach you the lesson, you should not depend upon anybody. Difficulties come. So, let us try to understand like that and carry on our life properly. Spiritual ideal you should never forget. If you forget spiritual ideal, nobody can save. Nobody can save. So, Sri Ramakrishna is there sitting all the 24 hours for our sake. From morning 4:30 up to night 9 o'clock, he is waiting for the people. Where are the people? People are merged in worldly activities. They have no time to come and concentrate, meditate on God. I have seen many people coming to the chapel. They straight run up, either this way or that way. I was watching, standing in a corner. Whether the person goes into the chapel, where does he go? No, first he runs upstairs or bookstore or library or this, that, or meeting that man, that man. Then I watched, all right, let me see what he will do when he goes back. Simply ran back. Never for a moment he thought, I have come to the chapel, this is the ashrama, place of Sri Ramakrishna. Should I not pay my courtesy look, at least courtesy look, for your own benefit? Should you not come inside and have some sit for 1 or 2 minutes and offer your praise and then go jump about it wherever you want? That's the fate. People have no training. Yatishwarananda ji, the author of Meditation Spiritual Life, many people would come to see him. Every time anybody coming seeing him, he would, first question was, did you go to the temple? If he says no, first you go there, then talk. First you go, offer your salutation, then come, we shall talk. And another thing I observed, these are all very significant. How wonderful, how beautiful they are, if only you understand it in a proper way. Somebody would come just at the time of Arati. Arati begins at 7 o'clock every day. Just 1 minute before 7 or 2 minutes before 7, they would come to meet Yatishwaranji. Yatishwaranji would become very grave. He said, no, this is not the time to talk or even see. Go to the Arati, attend Arati, I am also going. Meet me afterwards. What value he paid. But here, everything we do it, but very haphazard way. 6 o'clock there is Arati, 6:30 they come slowly. Prayer is going on. 6:30 or 6:45. Come anytime. No value. Do it properly. You want to attend Arati? Come 5 minutes before 6 o'clock. Come properly. You can't do it in your home. Everything is ready here. Come and just sit and you will have the benefit of everything. Even that amount of spiritual practice, we are so weak, we cannot do. And we want God's vision. We want wonderful peace. We want everything that is talked about in spirituality. And we criticize religion. What is this religion? What is God? Where is God? I am suffering. Nobody is taking care of me. What's the use of God? Go on talking like that. That's all. As I said, you talk like that, then go eat well and go bed, sleep well. Next day, same worries, same all that unpleasantness, unhappiness, all those serpents. I call them as serpents. Snakes, serpent. Serpent is a poisonous snake. These worries, they are like serpents. They kill you. So, anyway, spiritual practices, I don't know. In what manner our people are doing here, I don't know. You see, there are so many ways of spirituality. So many people talk so many things. It does not mean that you should take all those things and try to practice all the things. It's not like that. What you want, select the thing, go straight into that. Never deviate from that path anymore. All sorts of people talk all sorts of things. Everybody was eager to claim himself or herself as a Saint. If the mayor of Chicago declares such and such a person is a saint, in all newspapers it will come. The mayor has declared him a saint. One funny example I give you, very funny. I saw one book. Somebody showed me that book. I went through. There are many pictures are there. In one picture, it is shown that a person who is claiming himself as a Mahatma, a holy man, in the photo he is showing how he is realizing Lord Krishna. That is, he is looking at him and Krishna is looking at him. There is a glow behind Krishna and below there is a title. What is the title? I don't want to mention the name. That particular person who is claiming himself as Mahatma, he is realizing Lord Krishna like this. People, there are pseudo Mahatmas. Pseudo. Just make a big show, magic, you are a Mahatma. Real spirituality is always to be cultivated inside, not outside. How far you are thorough gentleman, how far you are kind-hearted, how far you are loving all the people, that is the test of your spirituality. How far you are serviceable, how far you are able to give out everything, not calculating, that is the test of spirituality. That is the way Sri Ramakrishna has shown. There are so many types. So, what Mr. Barney was asking, functionless mind. See, mind is full of so many thoughts and so many cross currents coming up and going back and forth. So the meaning is you have to calm down the mind. Unless you calm down the mind, you cannot enjoy the peace of meditation. If you have to have a kind of experience, the mind should be still. How the mind should be still? Only when the waves are subsided, only when the thought currents are nullified or at the moment not coming to the surface. That means you must have the power to dissociate yourself from the mind. Then automatically mind ceases to think. That is, when you sit for meditation, you try to look yourself inside. Suppose you consider mind as a mirror. The mirror is towards the world, so we are seeing this worldly phenomena. Turn this mirror to God, you will see God. But the mirror is dirty, so even though you turn the mind to mirror to God, you are not seeing the reflection because the surface of the mirror has become thick black. So they are the impurities. So unless you take steps to clean the mirror first, how can you say you can have the functionless mind? Simply by telling it, it won't become functionless. It's automatic. It won't ask you, your permission. Shall I come? It simply jumps into your mind. Even sometimes many people, they run away. Swamiji, I could not sit for meditation. My mind was, all sorts of thoughts are coming. So I could not sit. I got up. That is, mind was more powerful than him. Why that thing happened? Because he allowed the mind to behave like that. It has become erratic. Now you want to have control. It's all right. At least the idea has come to you, I have to control the mind, wonderful. But you have to do it in a systematic, properly. How far it has become erratic, in what manner it has gone bad, how it could be tackled with. There are so many ways of doing it. You have to apply. Accordingly, you must go. Tackling the mind is the toughest part. Toughest, I should say. But easiest way is remember God, pray to Him, do positively things, engage your mind, don't keep the mind idle. That's the way of purifying the mind. At least to that extent, your mind is not thinking anything bad. We allow the mind to go into certain ways and then we complain about it. In the first place, we ourselves are allowing it. That's the problem. Alright, we shall stop here. Chant the name of the Lord and His glory unceasingly, that the mirror of the heart may be wiped clean, and quenched that mighty forest fire, worldly lust, raging furiously within. O name, stream down in moonlight on the lotus heart, opening its cup to knowledge of thyself. O self, drowned deep in the waves of his bliss, tasting his nectar at every step, bathing in his name, that bath for weary souls. Various are thy names, O Lord, in each and every name thy power resides. No times are set, no rites are needful for chanting of thy name. So vast is thy mercy, how huge then is my wretchedness, who find in this empty life and heart no devotion to thy name. How my mind be humbler than a blade of grass, be patient and forbearing like a tree, take no honor to thyself, give honor to all. Chant unceasingly the name of the Lord. O Lord and soul of the universe, mine is no prayer for wealth or retinue. The playthings of lust are the toys of fame. As many times as I may be reborn, grant me, O Lord, a steadfast love for thee. A drowning man in this world's fearful ocean is thy servant, O sweet one. In thy mercy consider him as dust beneath thy feet. Oh, how I long for the day when an instant's separation from thee, O Lord, will be as 1,000 years, when my heart burns away with its desire, and the world without thee is a heartless void. Prostrate at thy feet let me be in an unwavering devotion, neither imploring the embrace of thine arms, nor bewailing the withdrawal of thy presence, though it tears my soul asunder. O thou who stealest the hearts of thy devotees, do with me what thou wilt, for thou art my heart's beloved, thou and thou alone. O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real, lead us from darkness to light, lead us from death to immortality. May all be free from dangers, may all realize what is good, may all be actuated by noble thoughts, may all rejoice everywhere. May all be happy, may all be free from disease, may all realize what is good, may none be subject to misery. May the wicked become virtuous, may the virtuous attain tranquility, may the tranquil be free from bonds, may the freed make others free. May good betide all people, may the sovereign righteously rule the earth, may all beings ever attain what is good. May the worlds be prosperous and happy. May the clouds pour rain in time. May the earth be blessed with crops. May all countries be freed from calamity. May holy men live without fear. May the Lord, the destroyer of sins, the presiding deity of all sacred works, be satisfied. For he being pleased, the whole universe becomes pleased. He being satisfied, the whole universe feels satisfied.